high tide's pretty much the middle of the day, so I'm looking at a mid-morning session. I'm just going to catch a few beach worms and I'll have a fish. There's some nice gutters right along here. There's sandbars out there, nice gutter running through here along the edge of the beach. It looks like a good spot for some maybe bream, even whiting. So I'm looking forward to it. A nice sunny day, just a light offshore breeze blowing, but I believe the sea breeze is going to come in probably not too long now. So let's get into it. I've got a rod holder with a bag and just a mullet in there. You don't need a lot to get these worms up. Squeeze slowly, just pull it out. It's like they don't even know you've got them because there's no resistance. So I like to go down, bend my index finger, feel for the worm. I still can't feel him. Squeeze slowly. There you go. Squeeze slowly and pull him out. Squeeze slowly and then pull. Out they come, as easy as that. So it's about half tide in at the moment, and the worms coming up better now than they did when the tide was much lower. It's one of those series that I have. A lot of people say to go at low tide. However, I would recommend, if they're not there at low tide, look at the half tide in, or maybe half tide out. Okay, there's the worms I've caught. Put a bit of sand on them to give them a bit of grip. Put them in my little bait bucket. Today we are midway between the full moon and the last quarter. It's again quite difficult time to be fishing. If there's fish there, they're going to be quite soft on the bite and show very little energy, but I wouldn't be anywhere else. It's such a gorgeous day, and I'm just grateful to be here. Since there's not much swell, I'm just going to use a little spoon sinker, not too heavy. Hopefully that'll be enough to hold bottom, or just drift gently along. Cut off that tag. Alright, I'm using a whiting hook, about a number 6 whiting hook, and I'll be using that with live beach worms. Moonset this morning is just over half an hour's time. To me it's an ideal time to be getting a bait in the water, and it looks pretty good out here, and if the fish are going to be feeding, I think in the next hour or so will be the best time. Anyway, let's get these worms in. Just about most times I use beach worms. If I'm using the head section, the head itself is always left behind, or most of the time. So today I'm going to have a look at using the head, using the worm, the top section without the head, and using the tail section, and see which part of the worm is most successful. Right, there we have a nice live bait. What I'm going to do is I'm going to chop that head off, because most of the times when you bring a worm back in, the head's untouched. It's like the fish don't actually like the head, especially smaller fish. I mean, big fish like jewfish, it doesn't matter, but smaller fish like whiting and bream tend to leave the head. So I'm just going to remove that like that, and that's my bait. A nice little sandbar out here coming into some deep water right along the edge, and then it goes back out to sea just over to the left. So I'll cast it out onto that sandbar and maybe drag it back in. Can't believe what a gorgeous day it is. The sun's still got a bit of sting in it. It's autumn, halfway between the full moon and the last quarter. So it's a pretty tough time to be fishing. Fish picking at the bait, and I can feel a bite now. Yes. That feels like a whiting. It did look like a great spot here. Some little fish in the waves right on the shore dump. Here we go, a whiting. It's probably just legal, but he devoured that whole worm. Anyway, I'm going to throw him back.
If you're enjoying this video, be sure to subscribe.
Those worms are tough up near the head. So that didn't take long, all of a half minute. There we go. Another worm. Again, I'll remove the head. Or maybe I'll leave the head on this time and just see what happens. They are right in the middle of the sandbar. Maybe it's not going to be one of those days where first cast you get a fish and then nothing else happens. I've had that happen on numerous occasions, and my mates do too, and you wonder why. Doesn't sort of make any sense. Anyway, let's hope it doesn't happen today. There we go. The bite. Another one. Not as enthusiastic as the first bite. Maybe the head is the problem. Maybe they don't like it. Just give it a little bit longer and then check my bait. Oh, here we go. Looks like a whiting. Catching on that wave. Yes. Ooh. No, mate. Yes, that's a nice whiting. And he's got the hook down his mouth, so anyway, let's go and put him in the bucket. Let's use another head section. See what happens. So we do have a head right up near the eye of the hook. There we go, another cast. This time we've got the head and the head section. So here we go. A lot of cloud coming over now. Bit of high clouds. It's come over very quickly. There was no cloud like half an hour ago. Must be a change on the way. Oh, there's a bite. Yes. This is the worm with the head on. But I didn't have the head near the point of the hook, it's up near the eye. Now we'll just have a look. Another whiting. Mind you, it's a little bloke. So the head's still there. There we go. Little undersized whiting. Alright, so we've got the head section without the head. Tiny little pickers. Probably a little whiting. Right in close, right along the edge here. Yes, get him in. Oh, it's a dart. Of course, right along the edge. These things love worms. Wonder I hooked him. Tiny little thing. So you're really careful, they got really sharp spikes just up along the top there and the bottom there. So I try and hold them down whilst I take the hook out or grab it on the side, but they're very slippery. There we go, another worm with a head on it. The worm with a head. This has been out good 5 minutes and have not felt a touch. I'm thinking maybe check the bait. So there we have it, there's the head. So let's remove that and put on another section without the head. So there's the head. Just remove that. And put on the top section without the head. On top of the sandbar, but there's no waves breaking there at the moment. Alright, top section, no head. Oh, there we go, it's a small bite. Maybe a dart. No, peppered the bait. It didn't take it. Alright. Just going to put it in the rod holder and I'm going to cast out my bigger rod with a pilchard on into this slightly deeper water just here. See if there's any tail or salmon around, just to give me an idea of anything that might be lurking around here. I've got a whole pilchard on Gangle. So that's pretty much on the sandbar. I expect that the bigger waves will wash that off the sandbar into the slightly deeper water to the side. So I just cast into this deeper water in close, about 6 metres out, 20 foot out. And I'm hoping that there'll be some fish in there. As the tide rises, they tend to move up onto those sandbars where they can access food that they can't get at low tide. Pretty much on moonset at the moment, or around that moonset period. Shattering little bite. Did I hook it? I don't think so. Maybe it's taken the bait from the hook. I need to check. Taken half the bait. Maybe they're not interested in a big bait. Let's try that. Let's use half the bait. They might consume that then. Put it in about the same spot as I did before. I'm using braided line and I can feel just the slightest of slight touches. And it's really like they're not interested in feeding. I don't think I've had a bite on the pilchard. We'll bring it in and check it. No bite. Oh well, get it back out, you never know. There's a bit of a gutter going out here. Slightly deeper, might be some little bit of water coming off the sandbar going that way, so I might just cast it to that spot. There we go, well and truly baited that time while I was attending to the other rod. Another worm. Head off. Top section near the head. Moved along the beach slightly, adjacent to that deeper water, still on the sandbar. Just feel a slight bite. I know there's fish there. We're past that moonset period, but it's the phase of the moon, at midway between the full and the last quarter, that I don't particularly like. But hey, I've got the day off. Beautiful day. Why wouldn't I be out here? The other bait's almost disappeared. Then there's other factor to consider as well, and that is sand crabs. The bait's sitting there in the one spot. There's nothing for a sand crab to grab it and chew on it. Like a bite on the worm. Like a much better bite. And again. Oh, got a little fish scooting across the water then. So I think I must have a fish on. Hopefully bigger than previous ones. Yes, nice whiting. Always the best one I've got so far. There we go. Beautiful fish. Happy about that one. I'm just right on top of the tide now, so I've just caught that whiting. Everybody's left me. I'm here by myself. That's nothing unusual. There's been a few people out surfing today, a couple up the beach fishing. I didn't really see them pull anything in. Anyway, top of the tide now. It just feels like a bit of a breeze starting to kick in from the northeast, which is the sea breeze. I'll give it a little bit longer and see if anything else happens. Some dark cloud coming through over the hills here. That worm had a head on, no touch, in like 10 minutes. Let's take the head off. Maybe put a little bit more worm on, without the head of course. Something I noticed earlier was we had a beautiful day. As that moon set, the cloud came in. Now, is there any relationship between moonset and the cloud arriving today? Who knows? It's something I should keep an eye on in the future. What I have noticed about tides, when there's a tide change, there's often a wind change. I've been fishing with a northeast wind blowing, get to the top of the tide. Just as the top of the tide comes, it calms off, and then the wind comes from maybe the west. So interesting. If you're observant and keep your eyes open, you can find lots of little things that are happening there that we're normally not aware of. Right in that deeper water that's running off this gutter, running off this sandbar and through the gutter. So if there's any fish, I reckon they'd be sticking their nose into that gutter, waiting for anything to wash along. That bait was made a mess of, but that could have been sand crabs. This time of the year you get a few sand crabs around, and they love worms and anything else you may throw at them. I'll just bring this right in, check my pilchard bait again. Of course it's disappeared this time. Now again, that could have been a small fish or some sort of fish picking at it, or the crabs may have had a go at it. Anyway, we'll get another one out. And when using gang hooks, you've got that top hook closest to your line. You line that up with the eye of the pilchard like that, and the other two hooks along the body like that. Now your end one, just make a little indentation so you can see where it goes. This goes through there, second one has to go there, and the third one will go through the eye. And the eye's much harder there, so it holds on to the hook holds onto the pilchard much better, because they're a very soft bait. As the water's running off these sandbars and running out there, you would think if they're wanting to feed, not that they're wanting to feed today, if they're wanting to feed, that would be an ideal place for them to hang out and pick up anything that's washing off that sandbar and through this gutter and out to sea. Oh, there's a bite. Another one. Oh, is he on there? That's more like a whiting. Extremely hard to hook. Now on a better lunar day they'd grab that bait and just go for it. But today, no. Oh, I spoke too soon. It's a bite. Pain. A little, what have we got? A little whiting. Little fellow. He'd be lucky to be 15 centimetres. 15 or 18, I reckon. The size of it. Seems like they're gone off the bite. They're picking, or the baits are disappearing. Got plenty of worms left, that's for sure. I'll cast this out a little further. Now this is usually a good way to get fish to bite. Have a cuppa. Wow, there we go. Looking forward to this. Bite. Yeah. Here's a nice whiting too. There's the biggest one so far. Yeah, good. Good whiting. So there we go, another nice whiting. So that was the first bite I've had in a long time. Half an hour, I'd say. I was contemplating leaving. I thought I'd have my cup of tea and then leave. That's worthy of another cast now. But yeah, not a lot happening until that fish took the bait. The pilchard has not been anything taking that. Alright, starting to get a few spots of rain. I don't know whether it's going to be... It's clear down to the south. To the north it looks like it's raining up there. Anyway, it might be moving in from the land to the ocean. Or could this trigger the fish into biting? We'll soon see. Oh, here we go. Oh, good whiting. Another nice whiting. So the change that's just come through may have triggered these guys into fighting. Got a lot more energy, which is often the case when a change comes through. The smaller ones are around when the moon was setting, and around the top of the tide I got it one good one. But now the change has come through, it may change things again for the better. Well, I just had a good bite, but I haven't hooked it. Felt like a bream. Well, I certainly had a change in the weather from the time I arrived. Caught some worms, fished the moonset and top of the tide. A lot of small stuff, small whiting, small dart, but of course we're halfway between full moon and the last quarter. It's usually a fairly bad time to fish. Fish were picking at the bait. Then we had the overcast weather come in and a light bit of rain, a change, and was then I got some nice whiting when that change came through, and they certainly had a lot more energy. They hit the bait harder and fought harder. Anyway, if you've enjoyed today's episode, by all means If you haven't already, subscribe, and like and share would be nice as well. And we'll catch you next time. Bye for now, and thanks for watching.